labeled yet. You'll have a chance to learn how you get labeled when you leave this council meeting today. And we have here the Chester Main group. We got some young people who decided they were going to come downtown and bring their business down to the corridor. We have an Overtown committee that exists. They're working on stores and businesses. And I'm going to get out of the way in a second and let Don Newton come up. I know I'm supposed to have this script and have a cane here where I introduce Don Newton, but I'm just going to do it this way, Don, and this is the easiest way for me to talk about it. And they're going to give you sort of a presentation of what they've been doing around the city to put our history together. We have a lot of rich history here, and we're proud of it. So we just want council and those of you who have never seen this before to get an idea of what our history looks like and how we're wearing the Chester Made brand. How's that? Don Newton?
Okay. Good morning, everyone. How are you? Good morning. What we would ask, please, if council, if you don't mind, we would like you to sit here because we need this front here form. We wouldn't want our backs to you.
No.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Chester Made is an initiative to help recognize and promote arts and culture in the city of Chester, and to harness its power as a force for community revitalization. The initiative is part of a collaborative effort to support the historic Chester Arts and Culture District and the concept of a Chester cultural corridor along the Avenue of the States between City Hall and Widener University. A key goal of Chester Made is to frame the story of arts and culture and its place in the life of the city. I'm honored this morning to introduce some of our Chester Made ensemble who will help me further explain the process. Ensemble members, please introduce yourselves.
Don.
Lamar.
Stefan.
Tanina.
Hi, everyone. The words we will share with you today come directly from real-life stories that we, the Chester Made Ensemble, gathered and recorded in February 2015. We may be speaking from but we're using actual words from the people who entrusted us with their truths when they shared their stories.
From the city's perspective, there are several desired results from the Chester Made project, the most important being a cultural assets map. But before we explain more information about the map, we will give you a brief snapshot of the journey to the map.
In September 2012, the Chester Historic Arts and Cultural District was formed by City Council Resolution Number 8, which stated,
whereas City Council invokes the following policies in pursuit of the cultural and civic development.
Strengthen the cultural economy.
Foster sustainability in arts and cultural organizations.
Grow funding sources.
Extend Chester's research.
Through the growth, expansion, and concentration of art uses, all businesses, residents, and visitors will benefit from the overall vitality of the district over time through various events and programming, such as public art.
In December of 2014, the National Endowment for the Arts said that before we could get funding, we had to clearly demonstrate that arts, culture, and creativity were alive and well in Chester. And to do so, we needed to create a cultural asset map of Chester.
A culture and arts inventory.
To pursue this challenge, a core team of about 8 to 10 people began planning how to authentically engage the community in creating the map. The core team included representatives from Chester Arts Alive, Chester City, Widener, PA Humanities Council, and Gas and Electric Arts.
And they were supported by a second team that made a total core to about 20.
And they were supported by a team of 19 to 40 community advisors.
And then an ensemble of 10 residents was engaged to learn how to facilitate story interviews, story circles, and how to do instantaneous theatrical improvisations based on the stories.
Now, the goal of gathering stories was to collect information from the community about arts and culture that go on the map.
It was an ensemble member who created the call to action for the Get on the Map.
Get on the map. And so the Chester Cultural Corridor Project became the Chester Made Project.
Understanding the community and its values is crucial to planning for improvements. The project put a twist on the traditional way the city planners make community maps.
Instead of just creating a two-dimensional map based on research and surveys, we use storytelling and theater as a way to capture the data that will go on the map.
In this way, we were able to make community voices and experiences the heart of the map. Stories are data with soul, and that's what we wanted to put in the spotlight.
As a result of our work, the online story map of Chester describes the places, people, and activities that participants identified as important to them.
We can't wait around for this.
And you're right. This art and culture district could bring fun back into the city. It could reconnect fun and art and the neighborhood.
We just have to do it.
And so we did.
Let us explain what the story gathering event was.
In February 2015, 8 story gathering events at 8 different places all around Chester.
We asked everyone 2 prompts.
Describe an experience you had in Chester with arts, culture, or creative expression of any kind that was meaningful to you.
And share a story about a time when you were involved in a historical, cultural, creative event or activity that revealed something new or important to you about Chester.
Some folks started out by saying, I don't think I had 3 minutes to talk about all this stuff, but then they end up talking the whole time.
And we listened with wonder.
Once you finish telling your story, you got to put your story on the actual map and post words describing how arts and culture impacted you.
During the last part of the story gathering events, we, the ensemble, theatrically gifted back the stories we had heard to the whole room.
In the spirit of respect and appreciation of the storytellers, the ensemble offered a gift back. A gift back is a very brief theater piece that we created on the spot that captured the essence and emotions expressed in a personal story.
It is a tiny theatrical gift that reveals not only the power of your stories, but also our different perspectives and of our shared humanity. Here is an example of one story you heard.
When I was younger, I was really shy. I had to go to a summer camp at Deshaun Park, and I did not want to go. When I got there, I didn't know any of the other kids.
You look like that.
I ran inside to get away from the other kids. And that's when I saw all the pictures and sculptures. And in that moment, I was at one with the art. As I think about it now, that experience really made me to love art. Art was my time to escape.
Get on the map!
Get back.
Get on the map!
Get back.
Get on the map! Get back! Get on the map! Get back! Get on the map!
Get back.
Get back! Get on the map!
Get
Get back! Get on the map! 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 Get back! Oh. In all, we captured 141 stories through one-on-one story interviews and group story surveys. And about 120 surveys were also completed.
And 31 Widener students were involved.
The map. Everyone, please take out your cell phones and go to the Chester Made Onset map at this address, www.chestermade.chestercity.com.
On the map, we group the data collected, both from historic events and from our own research about the city, into 4 categories. Heritage sites, such as Deschamps Park and other parks, historic buildings, etc. Events, like the Riverfront Ramble, Deschamps Commemoration Day, and the Overtown Festival. Organizations and facilities, such as Chester Arts Alive, Chester Senior Center. Cultural industries, like open mics and the Artist Warehouse and Arts on the Avenue of the State. This map is both a visual celebration of the arts and culture and a strategic tool for the city to promote Chester's cultural assets to residents and visitors, to facilitate entrepreneurial investments in creative industries, to inform decision-making related to land use and design, and to facilitate partnerships with cultural groups.
So you see, the word is out.
Everything around us is waking up.
Chester is bringing back the art.
Taking what's here, dusting it off, making it a little more beautiful, and working hard to preserve what is already here.
In celebrating what is here.
And cultivating what is yet to come.
Once you do something that is positive for the neighborhood and make people realize they are worth having this neighborhood, then they will treat it like it's something positive they can appreciate.
But it's got to be done for the overall populace, not for any single group or organization or person, but for the people who are here in the city of Chester.
Listen to some of the core values and themes that emerge in the stories. See how it makes you feel.
Arts and culture are hugely important to the youth development.
But they also bridge the gap between generations.
The arts move your soul.
They are one of the main ways that we can learn to sing.
Arts are a connection to our heritage, our cultural history, and traditions.
Unifying people and creating a sense of self and personal well-being.
And creating a sense of place.
You can build your own business.
Art opens people to new beginnings, new beginnings, new beginnings.
They are a powerful way to heal and imagine new possibilities.
Chester shouldn't be a place that you just pass through on the way to somewhere else. We have a lot of stuff here, and it could be better. Chester needs to become a destination place like it used to be.
Well, let's continue to share our powerful, positive stories and spread the word that Chester Made is a trusted brand.
In order to keep the momentum around arts and cultural moving forward, we need everyone to help give back to ourselves, to each other, and to the city of Chester.
It is up to us, with Council's active support, to continue making things happen with the arts, to continue bringing all of our voices and creative ideas alive through the arts.
Look at the Avenue of the States. Think what else we can do to revitalize Chester through the arts.
Oh, yeah.
We can do it because we are all Chester made.
Get on the map.
Get back. Get on the map. Get back. Get on the map. Get back. Get on the map. Get back. Get on the map.
Otherwise, I'm sorry, everyone doesn't recommend. What council member didn't get a shirt? What council member? Is Councilman Jacobs here?
Yeah, he's over there in the corner.
Get on the map. Get on the map.
Get back.
Thank you.
Can the ensemble come back?
Can we come back here?
Yeah. We were scared, huh? Now, we have a mixture here of different generations here, you can see. But I can tell you this, and I love council, but we truly are Chester made. Yes. We truly are Chester made. So we thank the ensemble Pennsylvania Humanities Council, Widener, all of the organizations who were involved in it. This logo, Joy worked on that with Laurie's here and all, and council and everyone. So we thank you so much for this, and we're just going to get out of the way. We're going to get on the map and get out the way, and let them answer questions. I see Paul, Fritz, Laurie, and some others here. So we thank you so much. Chester Made. Get a T-shirt.
Yeah,
Buy your T-shirt before you leave.
and the brand was designed and made by Chester Made, Devin.
Thank all these partners for putting this presentation together, but doing a tremendous amount of work to invigorate arts and culture that's already here, and to change the narrative around what's happening here in Chester. We've been able through a lot of events as well as the map to make a difference. I want to make sure that I give Devin Walls a moment to talk about the really multifaceted approach that we've taken with activities downtown.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. My name is Devin Walls, Chester resident, born and bred here. Used to get in a lot of trouble here, but was always raised in a family of artists. My uncles, my cousins, even my cousin up here on the council board, Portia West, we've always been involved in doing artistic events in the city of Chester, even if we just did it in our own households. And 13 years ago, we opened up a place called the Artist Warehouse, which is sort of a warehouse full of different types of artists that's here in the city of Chester. And we never opened our doors to a lot of the people here in the community, because we've noticed when we traveled around the country doing artistic events that arts and sometimes politics didn't mix that well together. And sometimes when you put politics and arts together, the politics overwhelmed the arts. So we kept our doors closed for years, and we never opened the doors. We were always doing networking events, bringing hundreds of people out, concerts. We done Jill Scott's videos. We brought Charles Dutton to Chester. A whole lot of things were happening here in Chester that the streets didn't know about until recently. So we partnered with a lot of different people, not only the ones that are standing here, there's a lot of other people that are involved with building what we're talking about when we talk about the arts here in Chester. And we're talking about people from all of the different neighborhoods that may not be in this room, but they deserve the recognition for what they have been doing. Because all of us are Chester made, all of us have been working to build a brand and trying to diffuse some of the negative attention that we've been getting when you say the name Chester. So I was commissioned to come up with a logo that would represent Chester a lot more. So we came up with the logo that you see on the shirts that a lot of people have been wearing. And there's been so many people asking for it. We've been getting emails from across the country from people that used to live here in Chester that wants to get their hands on the t-shirts. So if a t-shirt can bring this much awareness to a city, imagine what we all can do if we all just keep putting our heads together and keep on pushing at it and keep politics and prejudice out of it and do the arts, build the communities, build the children, and just keep on working and moving forward. That's what our mission is here. The Artist Warehouse, we pledge 300% to keep on moving forward with the arts in Chester, and that's what we're doing. And I thank y'all for coming out to this event.
Thanks, Devin. The other key thing is partnerships, and I want to turn to Sharon to talk a little bit about the importance of partnerships, because that's what's going to keep us alive too.
Thank you. So I'm Sharon Marr. I'm the Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences at Widener University. Participation in Chester Made has been an incredibly important opportunity for us at Widener. Certainly at Widener, we've always been producers of culture and arts, and we want to do more to market the kinds of things that we do and open those things to everyone in the community, and to make our campus increasingly welcome to everyone in the community. But it's also been important because we've really been able to forge new partnerships. There's so much that we have to learn. That means faculty and students about culture and arts. There are so many leaders in the culture and arts industries in the city of Chester. And so we really see our partnership around culture and arts as really one that levels the playing field, right? There's real mutual learning. And that's really what university community partnerships are all about, and what we're really committed to at Widener. And I think that one of the things that's been really wonderful about the whole Chester Made activities, especially using the story circles, is that everyone isn't just telling their stories, but listening to other stories. It was incredibly important to have Widener students be participating. They learned so much and came away with a tremendous level of excitement about what's going on in the city. And in fact, it prompted 2 of our seniors, who were communication studies students, to make a documentary that I call a love letter to Chester. They were really, really incredibly excited by all that they learned, and sorry that they hadn't taken greater advantage of everything that there is to do here. But it's not just about partnerships between Widener and different kinds of arts groups. It's also about partnerships that have been built and formed because in story circles, where everyone is listening to one another, people found ways of finding connections and building bridges. And so there are lots of new collaborations that are emerging as a result of this, including actually, we recently submitted a letter of intent to Pennsylvania Council for the Arts, the NIA Center did, to do a new event that's going to be called One Day in Chester. And the motto is, one day in Chester will be every day. But it's going to really highlight all of the different kinds of arts and activities that are happening in nonprofit organizations, whether they're working with children, in schools, but also in other kinds of partnerships, other kinds of professional artists, and so on. So thanks.
As you can see, this has started a movement. T-shirts across the nation. We've got grants that applying for, because this is a movement and it's about what is the heart and soul of Chester. But I think we've talked enough. Questions from the council?
Debbie, how much are the T-shirts?
The T-shirts are $15. We gave away hundreds of them already, so we need to get some of the money back now. So you can just buy everybody in council one.
You're saying the T-shirts that they're going to purchase are $15. Okay, very good. You heard it. You get it from Devin.
Is that the black or the white?
What shirts do you have?
You can pick your color. Pick your color.
I don't know that we have.
I was going to say, not this black. I just want to thank all of you. Lisa, Joe, I guess it's okay to mention the Pew Foundation. Right? Okay, we've gotten a lot of attention from large organizations, nonprofits, and Pew Foundation is one of them.
Yes, I would be remiss if I didn't credit our funders. The Pew Center for Arts and Heritage, PICO has been a major sponsor, as well as the Pennsylvania Abolition Society and the National Endowment for the Humanities.
Yeah, very good. That's huge for us to be connected like that. Thank you. One other thing, I did mention the reentry grant, but a lot of our young people are multi-talented and multi-geniuses that go the wrong way for whatever reason, because they don't have the opportunity, or they make a mistake and they have a hard time getting back, but when they come back, it's the same thing. Things are the same. I think this is an opportunity for all of us in here to participate in this and make sure that we refocus, help to focus on this. Everybody has a story. Everybody who comes from a family that has a story and rich history, and you can have that story told by getting with the Chester Made Project and these people up here. So we're hoping that as we build our reentry program, Lisa Dennis to Jonathan King, and I don't know whether Robert's here or not, but they're here. Lisa and Jonathan. And okay. So those people coming back to reentry, get them involved in this Chester Made project. So we regardless of whether they get in trouble or not, it's still Chester Made. So we got to help remake so that they are contributors to our city and society. Thank you all for what you've done. Don?
Yeah, I just want to say one thing that's very important to me. That this was a wonderful journey, but what was most wonderful about it to me, and is wonderful about it to me, is the community voice. All right? The community spoke. The stories we got are from the community. They spoke about the arts and how it was. They spoke about the arts and how it is and what can happen in the future. All right? So that is important for our community to understand the power you have. Okay? And we're hopeful, and I'm sure councils, their interest in this, will be able to take this further. All right? Community, we count, your voice counts.